There is an instruction God has placed on your spirit, one you've been ignoring for far too long. Hold your tongue, not out of fear, not out of weakness, but because your silence carries a power louder than any argument you could ever speak. Heaven has noticed the tension you're feeling, the pressure that's been building around you, and the sneaky traps that seem to be lurking in the shadows. Before you move forward, take a moment. God has paused everything just to share one important instruction, one command, one warning that might shape the next chapter of your life. Just keep your lips sealed. A single word might hold up your fate. This message is pretty direct. This isn't exactly soft advice. It feels like paradise stepping in here, especially since the struggle happening around you isn't really about the physical stuff. It's all about words. No one can hold back what God is creating in your life. He's really trying to get under your skin, isn't he? It's like he wants to provoke you, bait you, and just wear you down until you say or do something that could change everything for you. Sometimes in life, silence can actually be a sign of strength. It's a battle out there. Right now, it seems like God is encouraging you to safeguard your future with your words. Hey, can you hear me out? Your opponent has been analyzing your moves. He totally gets what drives you up the wall. He totally gets who gets under your skin. He knows the kinds of talks that can really bring you down. He gets which arguments wear you out. Right now, he's trying to pull you into a fight that wasn't meant for you in the first place. If he can catch you chatting at the wrong time, he might just lead you into the wrong season. But it seems like heaven is stepping in right now to give you a little heads up. Your quietness is your protection. Keeping quiet can be a smart move. Sometimes, keeping quiet can be your best way to get through things. Before we dive deeper, if your gut is telling you this is right, go for it now. If you agree, just give this message a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on the next prophetic instruction that heaven has in store for us. You're not just handing things over. You're teaming up for something truly special. Your seed represents a promise, a statement that goes, "Lord, I'm choosing to follow your guidance." Hope your seed grows strong and protects you in those hidden struggles. And I hope God brings it back to you in ways you can't even begin to imagine. All right, hang on with me for a moment. In just a moment, we're going to explore why this instruction is coming your way right now. Have you ever thought about what God might be seeing in your future? It's interesting to consider how your quiet moments right now could actually speed up your journey to where you're meant to be. Chosen one. Make sure to really tune in with your soul, not just your ears. You know, it feels like the Lord is trying to tell us something really important right now. It's so clear and essential that if we overlook it, we might end up losing out on months, years, or even decades of growth. Heaven is telling you, just keep your mouth shut. Just one careless word might hold up your journey. This isn't about God holding you back. This is God protecting you. This isn't God stopping you. It's like God is guiding you ahead by shutting the doors that your voice might unintentionally open. God notices dangers that you might not be aware of. He picks up on chats you might not even know about. He's aware of the schemes brewing behind the curtain. He understands the spiritual battles that are all around you. So he goes, just hold on a second before you say something that might get you in hot water. Proverbs 21, verse 23 says, "Whoever keeps his mouth and tongue keeps himself out of trouble." This isn't your usual kind of trouble. This is some serious destiny trouble. It's the kind of trouble that holds up blessings, changes timelines, or leads you to connect with the wrong people on your spiritual journey. God is showing you that being silent doesn't mean you're weak. Silence doesn't mean fear. Silence doesn't mean backing down. Sometimes, staying quiet can be a way to keep yourself safe. Sometimes, keeping quiet can be a smart move. Being quiet means going along with it. Silence really is a form of spiritual intelligence. This season calls for a kind of silence that you probably haven't tried out before. Why is that? You're actually a lot closer to that breakthrough than you might think. You've got this. Nothing can hold you back now. So now he's trying to get you to hold yourself back. And the simplest way to put a stop to that is your tongue. Just one complaint, one rant, one emotional outburst, one frustrating moment, or even a chat with the wrong person can really change the course of your promise. Heaven is saying, protect your words like they're precious gems. Your destiny is within it. Just so you know, this warning isn't meant to freak you out. It's all about getting you ready. Listen up. This is really important for you to grasp. You're in a really delicate spiritual space. It looks like your upcoming season is calling for a bit more discernment, and it seems like heaven is guiding you in a new way. So, it seems like the Holy Spirit has switched gears from being all about comfort to taking charge and giving commands. He's not saying we should be quiet. He's really pushing for it. This season, staying quiet is your best way to protect yourself. Your quietness acts as your protection. Sometimes, not saying anything at all can be your biggest win. Jesus showed us how to do this too. So, when he stood in front of Pilate, he faced false accusations, mockery, questions, provocation, and challenges. Jesus had so much power, wisdom, and authority when it came to speaking, but he just didn't. Why's that? Because fate was at stake. His silence was like a prophecy coming true. He kept quiet to safeguard what he was aiming for. His quietness sped up his task. Check out Isaiah 53, verse 7. It talks about it. He faced oppression and suffering, but he didn't say a word. Even the Son of God knew that saying things at the wrong time can mess up what's meant to happen. He just kept quiet. It wasn't that he lacked power, it was that he couldn't be stopped. Just because you're quiet doesn't mean you've given up. Keeping quiet can be a smart move. Not speaking doesn't mean you're losing. Your quietness is really shining through with spiritual wisdom. This season is all about learning to handle your emotions better, keeping your reactions in check, and creating a positive vibe around you. It's a time to protect your spirit. Be mindful of what you share. Steer clear of pointless arguments, and let God take the lead in your conversations. James 1, verse 19, really drives this point home. Listen up quickly, take your time before you speak, and don't let anger rush in. It's time to stop spending your emotional energy on trying to explain yourself. It's time to stop wasting your spiritual energy on self-defense. It's time to stop wasting your energy on nonsense. You're really close to a breakthrough. You're really close to that elevation. You're really close to revealing yourself. You're really close to what heaven is getting ready for you. That's the reason the devil keeps poking at you. Here's why people might be getting on your nerves lately. Here's the reason unnecessary drama keeps popping up. So, here's the thing. People are trying to drag you into arguments. They're looking for a reaction since the enemy realizes they can't actually stop you, but they can definitely try to distract you. Distractions just slow things down. But you know, silence really throws the enemy off. Demons get really frustrated with silence. Silence can really mess up traps. Being quiet shows you've grown up. Silence speeds up what's meant to be. If you don't react, the enemy loses their power over you. Staying calm really takes the edge off any trap you might face. When you keep quiet, heaven steps in and fights for you just right. This isn't just a little instruction. This is spiritual warfare as you've never seen before. When you choose to stay silent, it speaks volumes about your authority. Your silence can be a powerful tool. Your quiet moments connect your current place to the next step God has in store for you, chosen one. Not everyone needs to be in the loop about your life updates. Not everyone is ready to grasp your vision. Not everyone is loyal enough to support your dreams. Some folks just can't grasp what God is working on within you. It seems like God is looking out for you, making sure you don't share too much too quickly. Do you remember Joseph? He received a dream, a huge dream, a dream that felt like it came straight from God. So, in his innocence, Joseph went ahead and shared it. But the response showed what was really going on. His own brothers really didn't like him. They were jealous of him. They were scheming against him. They sold him off. Not everyone who's close to you is tied to your destiny. Just because someone smiles at you doesn't mean they're good for your soul. Not everyone who hears you has your back. Your dreams are really special. Your plans are quite delicate. Your future is something special. If Joseph had stayed silent, things would have turned out differently for him. If Samson had just stayed quiet, he probably wouldn't have faced destruction at the hands of Delilah. If Hezekiah had just kept things to himself and not revealed everything in his house to the Babylonians, the prophecy about captivity might not have come into play. Isaiah 39, verse 17. If only they had kept quiet, it could have saved them. Sometimes, just being quiet can really help you out. This is why God is saying, keep it quiet this season. Only talk when I give you the go-ahead. Let's keep what I'm working on under wraps for now. There are folks out there who just don't want to see you succeed. Some folks are after information, not to back you up, but to keep an eye on you. Some folks might flash a smile your way, but they can be saying some pretty harsh things when you're not around. It's funny how some folks will cheer you on in front of others, but might not feel the same way when no one's watching. It seems like God is limiting access by taking away your ability to speak. Your quietness acts like a protective barrier against any attempts to undermine you. Your silence acts like a barrier to jealousy. Not saying anything can really help you keep control and avoid being manipulated. Your silence really shows who doesn't belong in your life. To safeguard your future, be mindful of what you say. To keep your future safe, take care of your words. To protect your blessings, be mindful of what you say. Right now, it's all about quietly laying the groundwork. Build in silence, move with ease, grow at your own pace, heal gently, prepare thoughtfully, and evolve steadily. Show them the results, not just the announcements. Chosen one, there's something important that a lot of Christians tend to miss. Words aren't just sounds, those are seeds. Words have a powerful spiritual energy. Words set the mood. Words can really make a difference, can't they? They can either welcome you in or shut you out. Words can create or break timelines. Your quietness speaks volumes to the spiritual realm. Whenever you keep quiet, it seems like heaven is paying attention. It seems like the angels are coming together. Energy changes. The doors are open. God values restraint because it demonstrates trust. Trust really speeds up breakthroughs. The powerful magic of keeping quiet, the one who was picked. There's something powerful about holding back your words. Not everything needs a reply. Not everyone is entitled to know your truth. Your silence isn't just empty space. It's all about protection. It's about not allowing others to take away what God is working to restore within you. When silence becomes your inner healing, your calmness is mending wounds you weren't even aware were still there. It's like giving your spirit some fresh air. It's allowing your mind some time to recharge. It's letting your heart let go of things it never needed to hold on to. Healing takes place quietly, often long before anyone can see it. The folks who just got the old version of you, people who remember the old you, are puzzled by how quiet you've become. They're looking for the version of you that responded, the version of you that broke everything down for me, the version of you that took on all the emotional baggage from every chat. That version of you is no longer around. Silence is like the growth of your soul. When a new level beckons you away from the noise, every spiritual journey needs some space. Space from chaos, space from negativity, and space from all those extra voices that aren't needed. Silence opens up the space that elevation requires. You can't get to what's ahead by making a lot of noise. You gain insight through observation. Sometimes, not saying anything can teach you a lot more than just talking all the time. You're starting to see some patterns now. You can spot manipulation right away. There's a vibe you can sense even before anyone says anything. You notice what people are really trying to do with their actions. This is a kind of spiritual intelligence that's granted to those who understand the power of silence. They really think they can figure out your silence, but they just can't. Your silence has turned into a mystery. People give it a shot, but often miss the mark. They're curious if you're feeling upset. People are curious if you have something up your sleeve. They're curious if you notice what they're keeping under wraps. Staying quiet makes you a bit of a mystery, and that mystery helps keep you safe. When something big is about to be revealed, you might notice that your spirit feels a bit quieter. It's like a moment of calm before something powerful comes your way. It's that moment of stillness right before something amazing is about to happen. It's that quiet moment right before everything becomes clear, that hush just before change happens. He still needs you so you can catch what he's about to reveal. Your energy becomes undeniable when you stop talking. You're becoming more noticeable. Your energy is becoming more vibrant. Your intuition is getting sharper. Your aura really starts to stand out. People can sense your energy even before you say a word, as your quiet presence really highlights who you are. The end of our exploring. You've quit explaining yourself since your purpose doesn't need anyone's approval anymore. Your truth stands firm and isn't open for discussion anymore. Your energy isn't swayed by confusion anymore. You don't need to explain yourself. You're not defending. You're not really after understanding. Your silence speaks volumes about your value, more than any words ever could. When silence shifts your relationships, your quietness redefines your connections. It shows you who really respects your boundaries. It shows who really only cared about you for how you reacted. It reveals who's on board with your new elevation. The relationships that stick around during your quiet moments are the ones that are meant to be part of your future. You're creating a fresh start in the calm. Some might see you as distant, but really, you're just in the process of building strength, wisdom, and spiritual clarity. Big changes often take place when we keep things to ourselves. When you're quiet, you're actually building the next version of yourself. The voice of God is tucked away in your quiet moments. When things are quiet, you can really hear him better. It's like a gentle nudge, a little advice, a helpful correction, and a clear path forward. Your quiet moments have turned into a space where your spirit connects with God's voice. The world that used to wear you out just can't touch you anymore. The chaos that used to overwhelm you just can't reach your calm anymore. Your silence feels like a wall between us. You can't be reached by negative vibes. Negativity can't touch you. The calm you picked is what keeps you safe. The quiet that washes away old IDs and titles. When you keep quiet, you're letting go of bits of your past, those old mistakes, fears, and versions of yourself. Silence is clearing out what doesn't belong in your next chapter. It's clearing the way for what's coming next. Your tongue is getting ready for some heavenly talk. Chosen one, it looks like you're getting ready to step up and speak with some real authority. Not all the time, but definitely when it matters. Your future needs words that are wise, well-timed, and impactful. Your words are being crafted into a tool for prophecy, not just for reacting. It seems like you've gotten to a place where you only talk when your heart feels ready. Not every situation needs you to chime in. Not everyone is worthy of your clarity. You're figuring out how to respond based on purpose rather than just emotions. This change is really lifting up your whole life. When silence is exposed, what do we see? You know, there are some truths that just kind of slip by you until you take a moment to really be still and listen. The way people act, what they really mean, and the little contradictions they show. Your quiet moments have opened your eyes to the things that were always around you, just waiting to be noticed. It's time to stop letting others dictate how you react. Your silence set free burdens you didn't even realize you were holding on to. You've become pretty resilient lately. You're not being emotionally manipulated. You're not getting dragged into pointless fights. Your calmness really shows how much you've grown emotionally. In moments of silence, that make people open up about themselves. The chosen one. When you quiet down, people start to open up. They share their concerns. They reveal their guilt. They reveal what they're really after. Your quietness really brings out the truth in people, revealing their true selves. It's hard for many to grasp the idea of divine restraint. Some folks just can't figure out why you choose not to argue back. They just can't figure out why you're so chill. They just can't figure out why their words don't seem to affect you anymore. Actually, you really do. When you choose to be quiet, it shows that your spirit has grown past all that chatter. When God takes away that need to prove yourself, you really stop looking for validation. You've stopped explaining why you make your choices. It seems like you've given up on getting others to really see what's in your heart. The urge is no longer there because God took it away. He swapped it out with a confidence that's all His own. The reason you're losing interest in things that used to entertain you is that they now feel draining. Gossip can really weigh you down. Drama seems a bit immature. Pointless debates just seem like a waste of energy, don't they? Not saying much shows that you've moved past places that just don't vibe with who you are anymore. When folks sense a change, but can't quite put their finger on it, they pick up on your distance. They can sense your rise. They sense that there's some spiritual distance between you, but they just can't put it into words. Your silence is really throwing them off because you're not as predictable, accessible, or emotionally available anymore. You're not one to go after rumors. It's not about fighting narratives. Your silence pushes back against their power because you've realized that truth has a way of coming to light on its own, no assistance needed from you. Your silence is protecting your blessing. Your energy is something special. Your calling is something truly special. Your mission is truly special. God is showing you how to safeguard what He has put within you. One of the best ways to achieve that is by embracing silence. It's all about saying less but really getting your point across. These days, when you talk, folks really pay attention in a different way. Your words seem to carry more weight. Your tone is full of insight. You really have a way of commanding respect. So, here's the deal. When silence steps in as your teacher, this is what you get. It's a moment when you understand that not every fight is meant for you. Some conflicts can really feel like traps. Some arguments can really just be distractions. Some reactions are meant to bring your vibe down. Your quietness puts you on a spiritual plane that many just can't access. It's amazing how things change when you stop putting up with nonsense. Not everything needs your input. Sometimes, it's best to just keep your thoughts to yourself. Not every comment needs a reply. Your silence is a way of telling the universe that you're not going to waste your energy on the little stuff. When you stop paying attention to the noise around you, you start bringing in more good things into your life. It's interesting when folks figure out that they can't get a rise out of you anymore. They're puzzled by your silence. They would totally thrive on how you reacted. They really loved the chaos they created. They felt pretty powerful when you replied. So, you've gone and cut off their supply. When you chose to stay quiet, it really shifted the balance of power for them. The deeper understanding of why we sometimes need to hold back. God isn't asking you to stay quiet because He wants you to feel weak. He's showing you how to keep your spiritual authority in check. Some truths become even more powerful when we keep them to ourselves. Sometimes, wisdom grows in the silence. Sometimes, you just need to pause and be quiet for a bit before the big insights really hit you. When you let go of the idea of a chosen one, silence can also feel like giving in. You're not pushing things anymore. I'm done asking for understanding. Not in charge of the stories anymore. You've got faith in the journey now. Trust really says it all, doesn't it? It's more powerful than any debate. The power of watching without any fuss. You've picked up the skill of watching quietly. You look into how people act. I can sense energy. It's all about the tone, not just the words you hear. Your quietness tells you something. It's interesting how people often share things without even realizing it, and there's something beautiful about not having to explain yourself. No one needs to get an explanation from you about how you've grown. It's important to remember that you don't have to explain yourself to those who have caused you hurt. Hey, just a reminder that you don't need anyone's approval to take care of your own peace of mind. Not saying anything can really show how much you respect yourself. When your calmness makes people reflect on their own actions, when you don't say anything, it really gets people wondering. They go over conversations again. They're really wondering about their reasons. They're curious about what you know. Your silence makes them face their own thoughts. Getting to the heart of things comes from energy, not just words. Growth happens when we take a moment to reflect, rather than just reacting. Your soul is communicating in a quiet way that only those who are aware can truly grasp. No more letting people peek into your inner world for free. Your silence has created boundaries that you didn't have before. You're not really open to everyone emotionally anymore. I'm done with those draining connections that just take away my energy.